Good morning, everyone. I was up until 3 a.m. again. I've really enjoyed just meeting everyone from around the world and trying to do these little mini seminar conference things. It's kind of fun. Oh my God, I got some hair this morning, though. Look at this. Jeez. Anyways, so during that process, I was trying to use this custom prompt here to give some really cool information idea. So let me pull this out here and I'll drop it in something like Claude and see what it does. Just because it's longer and I can see the wider screen and more info. Let's see. That's actually pretty cool. Now, please note on here, there is a search function that I'm doing in this prompt that is not real. Don't judge me for it. Because there is no such thing as a semantic LSI entity. I mean, we could put some ideas and concepts together, and it does its best to figure those things out, even though it's not a real thing in science, okay? So don't judge me on that, but it does produce something. Look at this. Where are you? Salient keywords, LSI keywords, and semantic entities. Salient entities. It's all awesome. So facets, monetary, logical relationships. So I'm kind of doing this for another reason too. So let me change the prompt and we'll do it again. As everyone knows, I have multiple sclerosis. So let's do something like vitamin K and multiple sclerosis. Make sure I spell everything right. There we go. And this is where it kind of gets interesting. I've really kind of come across some things that give me real channels to go in other places and do some research. And this is for other types of research, but it's really when I'm placing two ideas and ideations together and two concepts together that it really starts pulling some good stuff here. And I'll show you this again. It's not writing an article. I'm just doing this for research. So I can pull this data in that, look, LLMs have this information, but it's how do you write your prompt? If you have a heading and a couple subheadings, where are you going to get this really cool information? The prompt engineering that goes in these tools like ZimWriter doesn't have stuff like this. It's not built to do research for you. I mean, don't get me wrong, it does some standard keyword stuff and word placement in the text, and that's great and fine. But I'm like looking for other things. That's what I'm looking for. Then I can drop these like in the custom playground. I mean, sorry, not the playground, but then I can drop these like in the custom keyword area. Even though it wouldn't have picked it up. Vitamin K, multiple sclerosis, blood clotting factors. There's a cool thing. Would that have popped that up if I put that in a background? Would that bring that into it? So, coagulation. Oligodendrocytes. This right here. This is something me and wifey are always talking about. So, do you see this causation, correlation, mechanism? And mitigation and conditional. So, I mean, I was really putting some different things here to try and get together. Let's do something like Hydraulic stability. What is it? Demulsibility. That's interesting. Temperature extreme, facets. Yeah, sorry I'm not talking much this morning. I'm still just waking up. I know it's after 11 a.m., but I'm so tired. That's 2 days in a row. I was up until 3 a.m. trying to help people, and I'm kind of cursed. The moment I see sunlight, I'm awake. So this morning, sun just happened to peek through the window and hit me just right. I think a cat was pushed open the curtain or something. And yeah, so I'm full on awake, even though I'm not really full-on coherent yet. So this is an interesting little prompt. So what I'm going to do is I will put this little prompt down there, and here's where I get it from. And here's where I'm learning new terms and new ideas. So I can come in, I just start researching computational formal semantics. Formal semantics and linguistics. So this is the next thing, right? Truth conditions, compositionality, scope, the phenomena, binding, modality. So there's other terms now that I need to research. I've known them, but I never really thought about applying them to trying to do a prompt for background, or whether you're trying to rewrite information or restructure sentences or words or whole paragraphs. So this is what I'm going to go kind of, there's even wonderful things like Montague grammar. Check this out. Semantic formalism. So these are all like real things, and they all apply. These all have part of history and study and I mean, real stuff. If you're into linguistics and understanding all this, go for it and read it. But this really, 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 really helps you find those really cool concepts and words and sentence structures. So formal grammar, there's your sentence structures and phrases. I mean, this is the math behind it and all that good stuff, as you can see. And this is what algorithms are when they talk about doing research and writing algorithms, just mathematical computation that have set meanings. Each one of these have a meaning in math, and so that it affects, and it's a variation. And so you'll see, this is what mathematically how grammar is explained. And this is pretty much how LSA, LSI, all the different linguistic models and training and tools and every term you've ever heard of actually doesn't just go back to audio or just concepts. They're actually based on real science and math and real measurable effects. Like you hear me mention more than once, words have weight and they've been assigned numbers. You go back to like WordNet, one of my favorite things I cover here, back at Princeton, WordNet, Princeton. And this is pretty much who started this all back in the day. When was this? The mid 1980s. Do you guys see this? Like, this is not new. This is just not a new concept. And this is like the beginning of semantics and all that good stuff. So this is like where some of my, where I find other words, but all of semantics comes from this. Anyways, I hope you all have a great day. I'm going to try and rest up a little bit. I'm doing a treatment right now for my multiple sclerosis, and so I'm kind of down on that. And as soon as my nurse and caretaker are done doing what they're doing, I will get on. I've got all my notes together now for doing video 1 for Bulk and Penny Arcade. I'm just going to cover the basics because both of them do some of the similar things, and that's what I'm going to do in the first video. The second video is going to be all about that new custom sheet that Matt's put together for doing your custom outlines, and I mean your custom prompts and backgrounds and all that in ZimWriter. I'll also go back and show, we have a gentleman in the group who did an audio seminar, video seminar with Matt the other day, and he's got a couple of tools, and AI Masher is one of them. And part of that tool set is he created something called the Keyword Masher. So a couple people asked me what that screenshot was, and that's what it was. You can put in your own API, and it does its own prompts and queries, and it kicks out pre-formatted. Let me see if I can find it over here. Here we go. A pre-formatted piece that's, you know, in the process of developing that new bulk CSV file for doing your bulk generation. Anyhow, I will go into more on that and explain that as much detail as I can, because this is what we're all waiting for. It's a huge update. Everyone wants to do this mass stuff in bulk, especially the companies that are really trying to take this tool to the next level. So I'm going to cover that. Also, watch Matt's video on it. He does his best to cover extensively. And with me, it's just another viewpoint and perspective and experience and some SEO application with these wonderful tools. Anyhow, again, thank you all very much for your likes, your subscribes, your shares, and your comments. I've really appreciated making contact with everyone. And thank you all for joining me. I do the morning session sometimes, I do evening sessions sometimes, but I really do appreciate the connections with you all. Anyhow, thank you.